Hello, welcome to this tutorial. In this video, we'll be looking at quadratic equations, those that come in paper 2. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please go and subscribe and share my videos and like. And nevertheless, for those who I teach here on Telegram, make sure you pay attention because these questions are likely to come. The values of x and y are connected by the equation. So we have the equation that is connecting the values of x and y. So we have the equation which is y is equal to x, open brackets, x minus 2 and x plus 2. Some corresponding values of x and y are given in the table below. So we have x and y, the values of x have been given, also the values of y have been given except for k. And they're saying find the value of k. So how do you find the value of k? When you look at the value of k here, it's just the same as the value of y. So, what do? Where there's y, we can just replace k. So saying k is equal to x, x minus 2, x plus 2. Now, instead of finding we are looking for k, what's the corresponding value of k in this case? In terms of x, it's 3. So I'm going to put 3 here. Then I'm going to put 3 minus 2. I'm going to put 3 plus 2. And according to Bodman's, we are first going to work out what is in the brackets. So 3 minus 1 is 3 minus 2 is 1. And this is 5. So k is equal to 3 times 1 times 5, you get 15. So k is actually 15. So that's how you can find the value of a missing number represented by a variable. Then B says using a scale of 2 centimeters. I'm going to explain here clearly on how to draw. I've already drawn it for me, so I'm going to explain on how to draw it. Using a scale of 2 centimeters to represent 1 unit on the x-axis. So let me just do a sketch. So we know that the value of k here is 15. So let me just erase this. So we know that the value of x in this case is the value of y, which is k, is 15. So they're saying you need to represent. So now we know that on the x or y plane, we have those boxes. Okay, let me just represent it by this. So we have these boxes. So let me make this one thick. So this is the x or y plane, like that. Then we have these going in that direction. Also have these going in that direction. So if this is 0, this is x, then this is y. This is y, this is x. So each box, those big boxes, each of them is 2 centimeters. Now when they say use 2 centimeters to represent 1 unit on the x-axis from -3 to 3, it means each 2 centimeter is 1. Let me do this. Each 2 centimeter is 1, then 2, then 3. Then this side is -1, -2, -3. So this is what they mean by this. And using this, so 2 centimeters should represent 1 unit. And when you look at this, you've been given the range. All right? Like you've been given the range from -1 to 3. You can even see that x is not exceeding 3 and also -3. Then we've been given that use 2 centimeters to represent 5 units on the x-axis, on the y-axis. So what does that mean? That means that in the y-axis here, each 2 centimeters from, which is this or this, should represent 5 units. So this will be -5, this will be -10. Let me just extend it a bit. So here we are going to have -15 because it's ending on -15. Then there on top we are going to have 5, 10, up to 15. So this is how your graph should be. That means you've followed the range. Do not right out of the range. Stick to the range that you've been given. Now draw the graph of this. Now what you are drawing here is just these elements there. Let me just show you how it's done. Now I've already printed it for you. Now I'm just going to show you on how I did it and how it's done. So now after that graph which I did the other side, this is how it was. There's a range here in the y-axis, -15 to 15. There's a range here from 3 to -3. And what I was talking about is this. Each of these is 2 centimeters from there to there. So that's what actually they were talking about. So when it comes to plotting this, just get these values. For example, start from -3, -15. Now -3 is here and -15 is here. So that's where you put your dot, like that. Then you have -2, -2, is here. You put your dot there. Then you have -1, 3, -1, 3. So now we need to count. If this is from here to there is 5, that is what does each of these lines represent? So I'm going to discover that from here to here it's 1, from there to there is 2, from there to there is 3. So we have 3 there. So each of these, so each line, 2 of them, 2 boxes represent 1 unit. 2 boxes represent 1 unit. Then we have 0, 0, which is here. Then we have 1, -3. So 1, -3, it's here. We have 2, 0, 2, 0 is here. Then we have 3, remember the value of k, it was 15. So 3, 3 is here, then 15 is there. So we have there. Now when it comes to drawing, you don't have to start pausing. For example, you do this, you do that, you do that. No, you need to draw a cumulative curve. It has to come out neat. So you just start like that without pausing. Without pausing, just like that. You are joining. It has to be a curve like that. Once you do it, leave it. Then write the equation like we did here. We wrote the equation of this graph. Isn't it? Yes. So we've done the graph, we've printed everything. Now we can go next to part 2. Part 2 was saying use your graph to solve the equations x, the same equation which has been given here. Now it has just been equated to 0. Now what this means is you are just finding the values of this from the graph. What does that mean? From the graph, we are finding the values of x. So we are only going to get where this graph is touching the x-axis. So this graph is touching the x-axis at this point, and at this point. Now what is this value? This value is -2. What is this value? It's 0. What is this value? It's 2. So the answers for this part, which is just the original equation, which is here, I'm sure you can see. We're just finding the value of x, where the curve is cutting the x-axis. Just where the curve is cutting the what? The x like there, it was touching there, you saw. It was also touching somewhere there. It was also touching somewhere there. So it was touching there, there, and there. So you saw that. So these are the only values of x that you're looking for. And even here, you can see that I've written -2, x is equal to 0, and x is equal to 2. You write x is equal to something. Don't just write 2, -2. Hope that's clear. Then we have part 2 that says x minus the same equation. You can see it. It has just been equated to x is equal to x plus 2. Now, how do you go about that? Now, let me show you on how you can go about that. So the best way to go about that is you get this x plus 2, you form when look at, you say y is equal to this. Now when look at this, it's a straight line. So you need to give your own values of x and y. So you make a box of x values and y values, like that. So for example, like me myself here, so I gave For me, I gave myself -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2. So this is the straight line. So I need to find now the value of the corresponding values of y. So if I say y is equal to x plus 2, if I get this one and put where there's x, it will be this plus 2 to give me y is equal to 0. I'm going to put 0 there. If I say y is equal to, I put -2 plus 2 to give me y is equal to 1, so I'll put 1 there. If I say y is equal to 0 plus 2, it will give me y is equal to 2, so I'll put 2 there. And then I'll go on and say is equal to 1 plus 2, it will say y is equal to 3, to give me 3 there. Then y is equal to 2 plus 2, so y is equal to 4, so I will have 4 there. Now we need to plot this -2, 0 as a line, which I came and did here. So -2, -2, 0, when you look at it, it's here. -2, 0 is here, then -1, 1, like I had here, 1, 1, you're going to find it as here. Then 0, so 0, -2, 0 is here, -1, 1, so -1, 1 is here. Then 0, 2, then 0 is x, then 2 is here. So you can tell that this is a straight line when you plot it all. Then you plot this straight line. Remember, you're finding solutions to this. So once you have this equation, this line drawn like that, now you need to get solutions where this line is touching the curve, there and there. So this is touching the curve at this point. Now you go down and get the value of x. Also at this point, you go down and get the value of x. At this point, we already have the value of x since it's along the x-axis, which are these here. -2 here, which is -0.4, and here, which is x is equal to 2.45. So that's how you can find. And the question is done. I'm going to post another one. I'm going to show you on how to write another one, which is already plotted and been asked to find questions from there. For now, I'll see you in the next video. I'm PVS the tutor. Enjoy.